Hey guys, I hope that I'm live right now. If my audio and the video is absolutely fine, please do let me know. Hello everyone, I hope that I'm live right now. If you guys are able to listen to me properly as well as there is no problem with the audio or the video, please do let me know, guys. Hello everyone, hello. If there is any problem with my audio or the video, please do let me know, guys. All clear. Yes, bro, you're audible. Okay, great. Okay, so how are you guys? I'm just waiting for everyone to join us. Up till now, most of the students haven't joined us for the session. So I'll just wait for 2 to 3 more minutes and then we'll start with our today's class. Okay, we are going to start with JavaScript first of all, and then we'll be continuing from there. So in the first 2 days we'll be covering the basics of JavaScript, and then we are going to go into the realm of Node.js and Express, and at the end we'll be finishing the bootcamp in one project. Okay, the certificates are usually sent after 1 or 2 weeks at the end of the bootcamp. Okay, once the bootcamp has ended, after that 1 or 2 weeks it takes to validate everything, and then the certificates are sent. So it will take some time, guys. Hello, everyone. Hello. We'll wait for 1 or 2 more minutes and then we'll start with our today's bootcamp, guys. Focus upon the class. Okay, how to give the attendance, what is the criteria for certificates, everything we will be discussing about it at the end of today's class itself. Okay, yes, Karthik, you can do it regularly now. For the React.js project, we will do it later on. Okay, please be cool about it. Okay, okay, so I don't think so more people are going to join today's bootcamp. So we'll start with our today's class. Okay, so the JavaScript part we'll be starting off with right now, and then we'll be moving further with the Node.js part. So okay, so how many of you are first timers for any bootcamp from DevTown? How many of you are coming to this particular bootcamp for the first time? Like this is your first bootcamp by DevTown. Please let me know in the live chat, guys. Okay. So many of you are first timers for the bootcamp itself. So let me be very clear with it. Okay. The mode of teaching will be in English itself. There will be no other languages that will be used while the lectures are being communicated to you. The second is like whatever criteria is for attendance, for certificates and everything, we will be discussing it at the end of today's class. Okay, so don't ask right now. Right now we'll be starting off with JavaScript. At the end of today's class I will be letting you guys know about the attendance, where you will be getting the link and all those kind of stuff. Okay, in the middle as well I can also tell you, okay, it can be at any point of time, so please be ready, please pay attention to what I am teaching right now. Okay, okay, so let's start with our today's class. Let me just open up the live chat on my phone. Give me a second. I'm just opening up the live chat on my phone so that I'm able to see what you guys are writing. It will take me a second or two. Okay, so I'm able to see the live chat right now in my phone as well. So let's get started with the same. So first of all, we need to understand the basics of websites itself. Okay, so let me just open up a PPT for you guys. Give me a second. Okay, so let's start with our today's class. First of all, we are going to understand the core basics of how a website functions. Okay, what are the different components of a website itself? Where does JavaScript or Node.js or Express come into place? So, all these things, first of all, we are going to understand, and then we are going to start with hands on coding in JavaScript. You don't need to know anything for any of our boot camps. Everything we take it up from scratch itself, so you don't have to worry about the same. Okay, okay. So as you're able to see on my screen, is my screen visible to everyone? Please let me know. Is my screen visible to everyone? Please let me know, guys. Great. So on the left, as you are able to see, this is one of the most early versions of a web browser. Okay, so right now, if you are using your Google Chrome, your Edge, or Firefox, or Safari, or even Brave, these are all examples of different kinds of web browsers. Okay, these are the place where you usually go and surf the internet. Now, Netscape was one of the earliest web browsers that were present. Back in 1994 to 1996, it had almost 90% of the entire world was using your Netscape browser itself. It was later on replaced by Internet Explorer, which was later on taken over by Chrome and your Safari. Okay, so as you're able to see, it has already been almost 8 years, almost 30 years since the Netscape navigator came into existence. 30 years it has been, and in that 30 years you will be able to see that most of the things about the browser hasn't changed a bit. You still have your like last page button, your next page button, your home button, your refresh button, your find something on the page button, your print button. Then there is a location. Okay, this is something like your URL where you are going and typing www.google.com. Then there is the main page of the browser itself where your websites you are able to see. So most of the things that you are able to see right over here, this is a 30-year-old web browser, hasn't changed a lot. Okay, it has still remained the same. Now, of course, Netscape is no longer into use, neither is Internet Explorer for the fact. But still, with case of technologies, with case of features, browsers haven't improved a lot. They still are where they had been for the past 30 years. Okay, so now you may be thinking about that. Okay, Netscape, like 90% of the entire world was using Netscape in before 30 years, 30 to 20 years. So what happened? So basically, like every single day, a new product came into being, Internet Explorer, and it took on the entire world because it was being shipped with your Windows pre-installed in your like desktops and your laptops, and hence most of the people who were using personal computers at that particular point of time sticked with the default browser, and hence slowly and shifted from Netscape to your Internet Explorer. Now, the person who founded Netscape, let me just search for it. So, Mark Anderson, okay, this particular person, if many people know it or not, he is one of the most influential people on your Silicon Valley. He started your Netscape as a company and grew from right over there. And he is one of the biggest investors, one of the biggest venture capitalist firms of the entire world is run by him right now. If you're thinking about Google, if you're thinking about Facebook, Instagram, Oculus, GitHub, all the biggest tools and technologies and startups and companies that you are able to think of in tech field have been funded. One of the early investors in these companies had been Anderson. Although you must have heard about Mark Zuckerberg or maybe Bill Gates, these people just founded one company, and this particular person had invested in every single one of those companies. Okay, so this is one of the biggest players right now in the market itself. Okay, so many people are saying that the screen is not visible. I don't know why, because from my end, I'm able to see the entire screen even on 360p itself. For those who are using YouTube for the first time, I will just like to remind you guys that there is the option of increasing the visibility of the videos by increasing the quality of the video itself. Okay. Okay. So please remember this, that although the Netscape died, okay, although Netscape is no longer into the picture itself, but still the person who founded the company is still relevant as of this particular moment. Okay. Okay, great. Let's move on to the next part. Now any website, okay, that you are able to see or use at any point of time has three major components. Okay, it is the HTML, CSS and JavaScript. Okay, these are the three components that make the website that you are able to see and use right now. Okay, we are going to discuss about the HTML, CSS and JavaScript side of these things, okay, one by one. We'll try to understand how and why these are required for creating a website and how they play a part in the same. Let's start off with HTML. Okay, so this is a particular, let me just zoom in a bit, otherwise people will be saying it's not visible. You don't have to read anything out of it. This is one of the examples of one of the most earliest versions of the internet. Okay, so internet was actually founded at the end of the day by different researchers from different universities who wanted to digitize their entire research papers and everything. Now research papers have a lot of citations. Okay, they cross reference different research papers, different books, and these textual pages needed to be shared with professors from across the world. Now for that purpose itself, the internet was actually made. Okay, so just give me a second, guys. I think so my dog is barking. Just give me a second. I'm so sorry for the same, guys. So let's move on from right over here. Okay, so like I said, it was made by these researchers so that it was easier to like share as well as access the different textual research papers, books, and citations that are there. Now, in this particular case, okay, this was one of the earliest examples of the website. As you are able to see, it is nothing else but text. Okay, it is nothing else but text right over here, and in that text as well you are having these hyperlinks. As you are able to see, these are called as hyperlinks or just links as well. When you are clicking on this particular links, it will take you to a new website that will also contain just text. So HTML, think of HTML as the bone structure for your website. Okay, think of HTML as your bone structure of your website. It just provides a structure to your website itself and the written details. Okay, thank you so much, Mathisha. Okay, next we are going into, so this is one of the earliest examples of the websites that were created by Microsoft. Microsoft is one of the largest companies right now in the tech business in the entire world. And this is how the earliest versions of the website looked like, that was created by Microsoft itself. This is the official Microsoft website from like almost 10 to 12, 15 years ago. Okay, it was created entirely in HTML. As you are able to see, it does not look appealing, that there's just like text on the website itself, there's no images, colors or something like that. It's just plain old simple website. There's nothing new to it. So HTML does not provide beautification, it is only able to provide a structure on which you can build the entire website. Okay, so the full form for HTML is hypertext markup language. Okay, so just to make sure that you guys are familiar with it. Next is CSS. Now, as HTML provides the structure, that is your bone structure, so you are having bone in your body, it basically provides the structure to your body itself. Similarly, HTML is the bone of the entire website. Now, CSS on the other hand is the beautification that you can apply to your website. It may be the hair, the comb, the gel that you are applying, the beauty products that you are applying, the makeup that you are doing, the nail paint you are doing, the filing, the keeping your skin clean, or even the skin in general as well. So these are all what makes you appealing, what makes you look how you are, what makes you look beautiful. Similarly, CSS as well has only one purpose in life, that is styling the website. How the website font should look like, how the colors should look like, how the images should look like so all these different things are the responsibility of CSS. So HTML, so this is one of the earliest websites that was developed by Yahoo in 1998. As you are able to see, it not just has a good layout due to HTML, but also has a proper, like you are able to feel it to be very different from what you had seen from Microsoft. So just look at this, and then when you are going down below, there's proper fonts, proper highlighting, there are some images right over here. So you are able to have like, you are able to beautify your website. I look at this website and I'm like, yes, I want to look at this particular website, I want to use this particular website, it looks appealing to me. Okay, so that is the purpose of having CSS. Okay, now coming to JavaScript. JavaScript was created by a particular programmer called as Brendan Eich. Okay, so Brendan Eich created JavaScript in just 10 days. Basically, Netscape approach, so before JavaScript existed, the front end and the back end itself, everything was made in Java. Everything, like even your programming in your remote controls of your TV itself, everything is programmed at the end of the day. All this programming used to be in Java. I'm talking about 30 years from before now. 30 years before now. Netscape approached a very budding programmer called as Brendan Eich, and they asked him to create a computer language that was as light as possible, so that it can even run on the browser itself without utilizing a lot of resources, that is CPU, RAM, ROM, from the computer's end. Okay, so Brendan Eich created LiveScript. Okay, so it was early on called as LiveScript. Now what happened was, nobody was using LiveScript. Okay, nobody cared about LiveScript itself, and the plan started off to fail at the end of the day. Now what to do, like as Netscape was a huge company and they were able to go into the various different things, and they sought out a marketing strategy for the same. Now for the marketing strategy, as I told you as of this particular moment, that at that particular point of time, Java was one of the most famous languages being used at the end of the day. So what they did was, they named their company as, they named this particular programming language from LiveScript to JavaScript. It has no relation to Java. It just took the name Java, which was popular at that particular point of time, and add JavaScript at the end of the day. Just think about it in such a way that there was a Netflix show that came up and became very popular called as Squid Game. and then there was a crypto coin that was released called a Squid Game as well. So but there is no relation between the two, nobody was connected between the two. And due to the hype of Squid Game itself, the Squid Game coin also got hyped up, and like you know the story, it went through the roof and then fell below the borderline as well. So that's the same thing that happened with JavaScript. Everybody thought that there is some relation with Java, everybody is using Java, so I should also learn JavaScript. And that marketing strategy actually worked. Right now, the entire front end that you're currently using, any website that you go to, any website, whether it be YouTube, whether it be Instagram, whether it be Twitter, Tinder, anything that you're using at any point of time, the front end itself is created in JavaScript. The front end is itself created in JavaScript, and 70% of the back end as well of the entire web is still created in JavaScript as well. So JavaScript, as a matter of fact, runs the entire internet as of this particular moment, is the bone of the entire internet. Now, how does JavaScript come into be? So HTML provides a structure, your CSS provides the beautification. Similarly, JavaScript provides reaction from the website. When you click on a particular button, the color of a page changes. When you do something on a particular website, something happens from the website's end as well. It may be that the background is rotating, it may be that there's a checkbox. All these kind of stuff are something that JavaScript is doing. So JavaScript acts like the muscles of the website that helps the website to do something when something happens to it. Okay, so the similarity between Java and JavaScript is just the name. They are as similar to each other as car and carpet are. Okay, the only thing that is similar between a car and carpet is that the word car and nothing else. Similarly, Java and JavaScript are also not at all similar to each other, guys. Please remember this. Okay, so right now we have covered the basics. We right now need to cover about your can we still use Java in the front end? No. Like, yes, some of the early browsers still support it, but I won't suggest it. It's a waste of time and resources to learn the same. For backend, yes, there are still Android devices that you can code and run. So Android apps are usually written in Java or Kotlin, both the front end as well as the backend. But right now, it's just limited to your Android itself. Okay. Okay. So right now we need to discuss about what is front end, what is back end, what is cloud computing, what is DevOps. So all these different topics are something that you need yourself to be familiarized with before getting into the bootcamp. So that is what we are going to do right now. Now the issue is that most probably either I will have to switch off my video or the thing itself. Can this also use digital watch? I'm not able to understand your question. However, of course, Node.js is better for backend development. This is a no-brainer question. PHP has become outdated and nobody wants to use it. It's just legacy systems that are being maintained right now. Okay, so let me see what I can do. Give me a second, guys. Let me know if my like voice is still okay. Hello, hello, hello. Is my voice audible to you guys? Please let me know. My voice audible to you guys? Please let me know, guys. Is there any problem with my voice? Can we do backend in Python as well? Is there any issue? Anushka, no, there's no issues in doing Python for backend as well. Django and Flask are two amazing libraries that you can use for creating your backend applications as well in Python. Okay. Okay, I'm audible. Okay, because I need to do some writing stuff and I only have two USB ports. That's why I will like shift to the previous voice as soon as I have covered the writing portion for today's. Okay, give me a second, guys. I'll just bring in my writing tablet. Are you able to understand what I'm saying? Like everything is clear. It may not be as crisp as the previous voice itself. I'm able to understand that, but are you able to understand what I am saying right now? Great. Just focus upon what I am teaching. Okay. As soon as I have covered this particular writing portion, I will switch back to the original microphone. Okay. Right now I'm using the microphone for my laptop itself. I understand there is some the quality of the audio, but please bear with me. Okay, so before doing that, I will just like you guys to know right now itself. So for those who have missed the session, who are not attending the session, who are not able, okay, so let me just are not able to listen to me properly, please make sure that you are able to listen to this absolutely clearly. The attendance link for today's class is in the bio of our Instagram page. The link to the Instagram page is down in the description of the video itself. You can go to the Instagram page. There in the bio itself, you will be able to find the link to today's attendance. Okay, fill that Google form properly. Okay. Secondly, if you don't have an Instagram account, no worries, it will still open up the bio. So please don't tell me that I don't have an Instagram account, so I was not able to fill up the attendance link. You can directly open it up on your incognito mode. Okay, open up the link of the Instagram page down in the description on incognito mode itself. You don't have to have an ID, you don't have to have an Instagram ID for the same. You can still access the bio of the page, and there you will be able to find the link for the Google form for attendance for today's video. Please don't fill it up right now. After the end of the class itself, please fill it up. Okay, don't fill it up right now. At the end of the class, please fill it up. I won't be repeating it again. If you guys are having any questions, ask me right now. Okay, great. And every single day, I will be changing the location of the attendance link. It may be anywhere. It may be on a Google file somewhere that I will be saving on another device itself, and I will be showing you how to access that. Every single day, the attendance link will be on different places. Okay, great. So let's continue with our the link to the Instagram page is down in the description of the video, guys. Okay, guys, you can go to the video. You'll be able to find the Instagram link right over there to our web. Let me go back to the drawing board. Up. Okay, so let's start with understanding the concepts, that is the front end, back end, cloud computing, and DevOps. Okay, so let's think about the website. Okay, so this is your monitor right over here. Okay, let's say you are using a monitor right over here, you are sitting here, and you are going through a particular website itself. This is the Google headquarters, and they contain servers right over here. Let me check if the form is opening or not. Give me a second, guys. I don't has any. The form is opening, it is accepting the attendance as well, as I'm able to see from right over here. Uh, and 18 responses are also there. So the form is working absolutely fine. There is no issues. Let's get started with the class itself. Let me just, yeah, it's opening. I've already checked that. So let's try to understand this website, how the website works, what is the front end, what is the back end, everything from the perspective of a restaurant. This is the restaurant right over here. Let's name the restaurant as KFC because I just had there has some tables. Yes, right over here. Please pardon my drawing. My drawing is not as good as it used. It never was good at any point of time. Okay, so and then there's the kitchen. Okay, so you are having your kitchen right over here. Let's move. Stove. These are the places where you store utensils. So you are able to see that this is a kitchen. Okay, these are the pans that are hanging at any point of time. Okay, so what happens is when you're sitting at your like computer and you are using a particular website, any website, whether you go to google.com, whether you go to facebook.com, you go to instagram.com, you go to linkedin.com, okay, any website that you're going to, all these websites, okay, are the front end. What you are able to see, what you are able to interact with the website, that is called as the front end of the website. With respect to a particular like restaurant, the table, the chair, the ambience, the lighting, the plants, the posters, all these things are called as the front end of the restaurant. What you are able to see, okay, what you are able to see, that is called as the front end, okay. And what you are not able to see, whatever you are able to see, whatever website that you open up, that is called as the front end of the website. Okay, this is the front end of the website. What you're able to see on the website itself, that's the front end. Now what happens is when you're logging in, okay, you are feeding in your ID, your password, how is like the application, how is that website able to figure out whether that was correct or not? How is that website able to figure out whether that ID and password was correct or not? What happens is when you feed in your login ID and password right over here, so this is your ID and password, it takes this ID and password and sends it to some servers at the headquarters of Google or Amazon or Microsoft, wherever your application is being hosted. It says, so what are these servers? These servers are computers, arrays of computers. Like there will be like thousands, tens and thousands and lakhs of computers, just line by line by line, each of them containing the business logic for your website. So they will send. So what do I mean by that business logic? Let me give you a simple example. When you send this login ID and password to the servers, it will then query a database. Okay. It will then query a database. This database contains and stores all the IDs and the passwords of every single person who is using that application. Maybe it's gmail.com. So every single person, guys, please don't tell people where the attendance link is. Okay. Like why I'm saying that is you guys are going coming to the boot camps every single day. You will be completing the 7 days. You will be making the projects, and those people who are not coming to the boot camp, who are not doing anything, just coming to live chat, checking. Okay, where is the attendance, guys? And you are able to provide the information to him. He is not learning anything, and he's still able to get the certificates. Now, what happens is due to this, the value of these certificates that is going to be issued by us and Google developer groups will get less because students who have the information, who have the knowledge, as well as the students who don't know shit are going to receive the same certificate. And I don't want that for you. I want that when you're putting these certificates by Google and by us on your resume, they have value to be added to your resume itself. If you want, see, I'm telling you to be a bit selfish right over here, just for your own good, not for anyone else, but for your own good itself. You want that you should get some benefit from it. Do not tell anyone where the attendance link is. If someone asks you for the same, just answer in a very simple tone. I don't know. He has not provided it. You have to go to the entire session, learn everything to get the attendance link. That's as simple of a deal as possible. Okay? Okay. And the attendance link always works. Okay? The attendance link always works. There is never a time the attendance link is not working. It's a link. You can copy and paste it in the URL. Okay, great. So once this login and ID have been sent to the servers, now the business logic in these servers will query the entire database. It will go through the entire database to find whether there is this ID and this password that exists in the database or not. If it exists, it will then send the information. The business logic will then send the information that okay, this particular person is authenticated, and then the business, where does the business logic comes into place? What are the posts to be shown to you? What is the profile that is going to be shown to you? All that things are saved inside the database. The business logic then identifies that okay, this is a particular person that has been authenticated, this is his particular profile, these are the posts to be shown to him, these are the posts that he has, this is the information related to this particular person, and so on and so forth. Okay, so are you guys able to understand this? Are you guys able to understand this particular thing? And this like place is called as the backend. This particular server, the code that resides in these servers, that that have just one particular thing, that have just one particular, that is containing the business logic itself, is called as the backend. And this is what we are going to learn in this particular boot camp. Okay, we are going to learn about the backend, how to create this backend, how to create this business logic itself. Think of the backend as your kitchen. Okay, as your kitchen, think of the backend as your kitchen. It is the place where the chefs will prepare everything for you. Yes, they will have to go to the refrigerator. Okay, they will have to go to the refrigerator that contains all the foods, all the spices and everything. They have to take information from there, cook everything, do all the hard work. That is the business logic. That skills is the business logic, and then they deliver it to you. So they get an order, they do the business logic, take things from the kitchen, and then deliver it back to you. Okay, now this particular data set, so the data that is being contained in the servers itself is called as the database. Okay, it is called as the database. Okay, and similarly, right over here in the kitchen, the database would be the refrigerator. Okay, how the data is fetched securely from the server, sir. See, there a lot many number of protocols come into place right now. If you are using any of the protocols, it will be the SHL protocol as well as the HTTPS protocol. This is beyond the course that we are currently having. Okay, but as of this particular moment, just try to understand that there are protocols in place that make sure that your data has not been seen by anyone and is not corrupt. Okay, okay, so these videos will be up for 24, like for the rest of your life. Okay, these videos will be recorded and put up on itself because it's in YouTube. Okay, so you don't have to worry about that. But one more thing, please remember that every single day you will have 24 hours. So before the start of the next class, you will have time to watch the videos and fill up the attendance link. Okay. That's a great opinion, Arpit, but I usually don't have enough time to create the questions for the attendance link. Usually, while I'm teaching you guys, I'm also simultaneously making the attendance link as well and putting everything up. So that's the reason why, because I have to shoot some YouTube videos. So we are planning a whole lot of different you guys. So I have to shoot YouTube videos. I have to take care of the instructors as well. So there are people from Google, Microsoft, Atlassian, Goldman Sachs. and many more companies who are working for us. So I have to take care of their work as well. A lot of different work. I'm trying my best so that I'm able to provide you guys with the information. Okay, so this is what I'm trying to make you guys understand. Now the second thing that you need to understand, that these servers, okay, these servers can be your own computers as well. These do not have to be in Google's headquarters. Your own laptop, any computer, like I said, servers are nothing else but computers. Okay, servers are nothing else but computers. So you can even have your own laptop set up in such a way that it acts like a server itself. So you can host an entire website from your laptop as well. Okay, so that is called as a local host. Okay, now remember this. So we have understood about front end, we have understood about back end. Okay, now let us try to understand that when I'm saying that you are hosting, you are deploying your backend code, your logic to a particular server in Google, you will be using GCP, Google Cloud Platform. Or if you're doing it on Amazon, it will be Amazon Web Services. If you're doing it on Microsoft servers, it will be using Azure. Okay. Now, AWS is the largest in the entire world with almost 80% of the entire web currently on AWS. 17% is currently on Azure, and 3% is currently on 3% or even less is currently on GCP. Okay, so please remember this, guys. AWS 80%, Azure 17%, and GCP 3%. So AWS is the most important cloud. So this is called as cloud computing. Okay, this is called as cloud computing. Okay, so what happens right over here is, instead of like deploying it on your laptop, okay, so what happens is, if you're deploying it on your server, if 100 people are 100 people are coming to your particular platform, your computer will crash. It won't be able to give the access to your website to 100 people itself. Now you need two laptops, okay, or even three laptops to handle like 1,000 people. Now that is illogical. For example, during New Year, you are having tens and thousands of people who are coming to your website, and on any other working day, you are only having five people coming to your website. Will you have 10 laptops, okay, of 2 lakh rupees each running all the time just to serve five people? No, that is not a good option for you. So for that, you are having this cloud computing like concept available to everyone, where you don't have to like buy your own servers. You can just rent it. Okay, you can just rent it out from these companies like GC, AWS, and Azure. Okay, Megha, the link works. I have checked it personally. There are 40 people who have already filled the link. Okay, so please do not worry about the same. Okay, it's working. You have made some spelling mistake or something else. Whatever you have done, you have to do it on your own, because the link is working absolutely fine. Okay, so yeah, vertical and horizontal scaling, if you are familiar with cloud computing, you will be knowing that. But right now, just try to understand, to buy these servers, it's a huge amount of capital investment. You don't want to do that. You can use cloud computing and then pay as you go. Okay, while you are using, like for example, on New Year, you can use thousands of servers at the same point of time, and on any other day you can just operate from one server as well. You will be only paying for the time you have used those servers for, and nothing else. That way you are able to save a lot of money. That is where cloud computing comes into being. Now what happens, so the next topic that we are going to learn about is DevOps. Think about it in such a way. So for example, when it is not so, on New Year's Day, the entire number of people will range between 5,000 to 10,000. Sometimes it will be 4,500, then sometimes it will be 12,000, sometimes it will be 3,000. So it is fluctuating continuously. And for 10,000, you have to have 10 servers. For 3,000, you only have to have three servers. Now you cannot sit on the cloud computing platform and continuously see, okay, these many number of people are there. Okay, I will increase the number of instances of servers that I have to use. Okay, the number has gone down, I will just decrease the number of servers. It's a very hectic and time consuming thing. Okay, and you cannot do that for the entire program itself. For the entire part of the day and night, if you're having international clients, you're doing only this, and this is just not possible. So for that, you are having your DevOps. The DevOps handle the orchestration of your website. They make sure that okay, as the number of people increases, the number of servers are also increasing. As it is decreasing, the number of servers are also decreasing. They help you to manage your backend and your front end code much more appropriately. It's not exactly automation, okay, it's more about programming itself. Automation is a bit different from this, but yes, DevOps helps orchestration. Okay, this is called as, or if you are familiar with the meaning of the word orchestrating, okay, it will put everything into containers. It will make sure that everything is being able to like orchestrate on time. Okay, so for example, if you are having a code, think about the code as a spaghetti. Okay, so every time you want to increase the number of instances, you have to put that, like put your hand inside the spaghetti and like create different type of boxes. And that is just not possible. Now what if I put all those spaghetti into a single box and tell you to okay, scale this boxes? It's very easy and concise. That is where DevOps come into being. Okay, that is where DevOps come into being. So let's try to understand the technologies that are there in all these things. Okay, let's try to understand the technologies, guys. Okay. Okay. So for front end, what we are going to do is in this particular, so I will be telling you about the different technologies that you need to learn to become a full stack web developer. So a full stack web developer is basically a particular person who knows front end, back end, cloud computing, as well as DevOps. Now this concept was introduced by Facebook in 2006. Okay, these type of developers called as full stack developers was introduced by Facebook. Before that it was like front end engineers were different, back end engineers were different, DevOps engineers were different, cloud engineers were different. But right now the lines have been blurred. For freshers, I'm just talking about freshers. For people having 10, 15 years of experience, yes, still you are having specializations. But I understand that most of you, if you are coming to a basic backend web development bootcamp, most of you are freshers. But for freshers, right now the position that is mostly available is a full stack position itself. So you need to know the basics and the intermediate of all these things. In this bootcamp, what we are going to focus upon is JavaScript. We are going to start off with JavaScript, then we are going to move towards Node.js. That is the framework of choice or the technology of choice for almost 40% of the entire web. Okay, 40% of the entire web is currently made up of Node.js. If you're talking about the commercially available web itself, then almost 80% is hosted on Node.js. Okay, there's a 40% for both non-commercial as well as just blogs and everything. That makes it a bit smaller, but for commercially available like that is like the companies as well are using, so that is almost 80% of the web itself. Okay, so this is what we are going to focus upon in this particular boot camp. I will take one day or the fifth day itself where I'll be going through all the different technologies that you need to learn to become a full stack developer. But for right now, I guess this should be more than sufficient for you guys. The DevOps is an approach to construct a code specifically, right? No, Shashank. See, you need to understand, like, you have created a backend, you have created a front end, you want to deploy it on AWS. So you need to package it first of all. You need to make sure that each of these beats are packaged in proper manner. And if I want to like increase the number of this particular bead, I can just replicate this package itself. That is the work of DevOps. Okay, it helps to package everything more specifically. Like the word that I'm using is orchestration. Just search for it in the dictionary to understand how to orchestrate. Okay, how to increase the number of instances of anything. That is what we are going to. So we will get notes. Yes, you will be getting the notes. We'll be circulating them at the end of the entire bootcamp on all the WhatsApp groups. But in the meanwhile, take down your own notes. Okay, as you are able to see, there are no notes that I'm using right now. There's nothing that in neither PPT nor anything. Okay, there's just 3 pages that I've used. So if you want to have your notes, just write it down while you are learning. Okay, that's great. Orchestration is the automated configuration, management, and coordination of computer systems, application services. For here, computer systems, applications, and services are the backend and the front end pieces of code that you have created. Okay, that's great, Arpit. Thank you so much. Okay, so we will stop right over here itself. We'll not dive anything further. Tomorrow we are going to start off with JavaScript, guys. Please be on time. Around 9:35, we will be starting off every single day with our classes. And in the meanwhile, for those who don't have the attendance link, दिखाओ खुद का जान जाओ. Go through the entire training. Okay, go through the entire video. Learn everything. You're not going to get the attendance like this from now on. Okay, if you want to get the attendance, you have to go through the entire training. You have to learn. Okay. Can we consider the cashier person in KFC as a DevOps engineer in software? No. The franchisee owner of India who is giving out franchisee of KFCs is your like DevOps engineer. Okay. So for example, I've created the front end, that is the restaurant. I've created the back end, that is the like itself. I've created everything. Now I need to make sure that this KFC is available at 1500 different locations. For that, who is responsible? The franchise owner, the owner who is distributing the franchisees. He is responsible for that. And that is where that person and the people who are buying the franchisees are a part of the DevOps system. Okay. Okay, so we have already told you guys where the attendance link is, how to get the attendance link. For those who were paying attention throughout the class will be able to get it. Those who won't be paying attention won't be able to get it. You have 24 hours to figure out where that attendance link is. Okay, you can fill out your attendance link for 24 hours. This video is just 1 hour long. So you can take out 1 hour of your precious life and put it up into learning something new to get that attendance link. Otherwise, you can forget about it. You won't have to come up for two years for the certificates. Okay. Okay. So let's now explain what is the criteria for certificates itself. So there are two certificates that we will be issuing as of this particular three certificates that we'll be issuing. For those who have done the final registration, they will get a certificate of appreciation from our behalf. Okay. For those who haven't completed the like final registration itself, don't worry. See, I need you to understand this. These boot camps are for free. We don't charge anything from you guys. The only thing that we require is your love and your support. Okay, like the video, subscribe to the channel, as well as for the future boot camps, share it with your peers. Then more people are able to join these boot camps. If more people are able to come, then I will be able to bring in more instructors. You will be able to learn from various different people from various different companies. It will be beneficial for you. So please try to do final registration. The second certificate that will be given to you would be for 7 days attendance. Those students who will be having 7 days worth of attendance will be getting a certificate from DevTown that will be saying that okay, this particular person has completed 7 days of training in like whatever the topic is, JavaScript and Node.js from DevTown. Okay, this certificate will be issued to you on behalf of DevTown itself. This third certificate that you will be receiving is a particular certificate from Google Developer Groups. Those students will be having 7 days of attendance as well as every bootcamp that we are conducting. There are no prerequisites. You do not need to understand anything from the start itself. Everything will be covered in the class, and every bootcamp will be ending with a project. So you will have I will be doing that project live on this particular YouTube, and I will be explaining it to you. Then you will have to do that project on your own. You will have to submit that project. Those students will be having 7 days of attendance as well as the correct project submitted will be able to get the Google Developer Group certificates as well. Okay. For those asking for attendance link, I know you haven't watched the entire session. If you have watched it, you know where the attendance link is. You have 24 hours to fill up the attendance link. Watch the entire session, fill up the entire attendance link by tomorrow. Okay. Okay, so thank you so much, guys. We will be meeting tomorrow at the same time. Please be on time, and we'll try to complete this as soon as possible. Okay. Okay. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you.